Good morning. Good morning, Sir Leroy. And sa lahat ng ating mga tagapakinig at yung mga nanonood. Okay, so again, of course, of course, masasabi natin that the Nationalian is indeed I mean, bakit nawala? Ayan. So ayun po. Alright, so kung kanina, we were able to hear Dr. Aranda about talking about dynamic Philippinism in application to our values. Okay, so this time, we're going to hear another one, another theme of dynamic Philippinism, which is now in application to culture. Okay, so when we talk about culture, we are talking about again of course we have to go back to the conceptual diagram of dynamic Philippinism. So of course, as far as our values is concerned, we have the idea wherein the time-honored values, is always included, and it also carries our local traditions. Okay, and yung tinatawag natin, no, kasi yung kultura natin masasabi natin is very um, yun nga, no, very unique, no, unique in nature. Yan yung yan, napakinggan natin kanina, no, lalo na sa panahon ng pandemya. So kumbaga mapamaraan tayo na mga individuals, and at the same time, you also have we also intend to embrace foreign ideas. Okay, so that is where internationalism enters the scene. Okay, and of course, as far as democracy is concerned, um, yun nga, yung mga opinions natin, no, sa mga bagay-bagay, sa mga issues, siyempre we tend to reason out logically, ba hindi lang natin pinapairal ang ating emosyon. Okay, so all of this, so our, of course, nandiyan ang freedom of speech. Okay, freedom of speech, so of expression, and all of those things. So of course, as far as we're concerned, as far as if you take a look at the idea of dynamic Philippinism, so at that time it starts, of course, with the university, and if we also look at this one, you also have it also relates with scientific and universal education. So when we say scientific and universal, kumbaga it's a combination, siyempre kung ano yung natututunan natin, tinuro sa atin sa loob ng classroom, na ina-apply natin sa labas, no, whenever we express ourselves. So that's one thing that we tend to consider. But now we are going to focus, this sharing that I'll do will be focused on of course on nationalism, later on of course on nativization. So siyempre siguro itong dalawang terms na 'to medyo gamit na gamit, ano. Of course we're very particular with patriotism because it's part of our core values, and we also use nationalism. Okay, so nationalism is generally understood to mean dedication to the cause of a racial or ethnic group. Okay, so while it does not necessarily refer to a state, the adjective national can refer, but not exclusively, to a nation state. Okay, so as for example, as per the United States, okay, nationalism refers to the sense of distinction of culture and interests of racial groups within the Union, such that it refers to the causes of Germanics, Hispanics, Blacks, French, and other subgroupings. Okay, so but for them, no, they do not use much nationalism. Okay, because for them it contrasted, no. So um, for them, nationalism is regarded as divisive and a threat to national unity because it is a sense of dedication to to the cause of a section of the state as against the cause of the state itself. Okay, so siguro yun nga sisimplihan natin yung part na yan, 'no. So kaya if you also notice bakit US ang ginawa nating comparison because of course, our government and, of course a lot of our culture, is, although we are Hispanized and we are also Americanized. And, of course that's, in comparison to the Philippines, ano, that how we understand it. So they use patriotism, no? So as a definition to the dedication to the state and what it stands for. Okay, to the entire to the if you're talking about the entire country. Okay, so being of course if you are being patriotic because in the Philippines sa atin walang distinction eh, no? If you use nationalism, so it is how you pertain to the nation state. Okay, so dedication to the state. Okay, ayan, no? So halos yung definition natin eh halos pareho. And yun nga, you're talking this time about the republic, the entire republic. Okay, so again, no, hindi kagaya sa kanila siyempre because you have several states, no, you have racial groups, ano. So yun, dun again dun magkakaiba yan. Okay, but again, nonetheless, regardless of how of the term that we use, okay, regard if it's patriotism or nationalism, one thing that is very important is our love for our country is there. Okay, so ang dami yan, no? So it also translates to the Filipinos term for bansa, okay, and comes close to the sense of a nation only in the term bangsa in the Moro usage. In the Philippines then, nationalism refers to that which pertains to the nation state or again, no, to the republic. Okay, so the various people groups identified by language, certain patterns of customs and traditions, distinct physical features, and generally but not exclusively by geographic location are referred to as ethnic. So ito ibang term to pero if you combine all those ethnicity, for example, yung mga Ilocano, Kapampangan, etc. It when you combine everything, yan, no. So diyan papasok yung pagiging national. Okay, that's why we have the idea of language, a national language of something, ano. Kasi we have that particular identity even though we are composed of several regions. No? So kahit na saang lalawigan tayo galing, ano, pag kinakailangan na tayong mag-isip bilang isa, bilang Pilipino, ba, lumalabas 'yun, lumilitaw 'yun. No? So and yeah, so that's of course a basic idea of nationalism. So now, how was it developed through time? Okay, even before the ano, no, even before the pandemic started. Okay, dahil na yung kultura natin. So according to a Jesuit priest, of course a Jesuit, by the name of Father Frank Lynch, and of course I quote no, in one of his classical essays, there is a big difference between resistance against something that is alien and bad, and resistance against something that is alien but good or neutral. My opinion is that the first way of acting is defensible, while the second carries within it the seeds of cultural decay. Cultural growth is nourished by selective receptivity to external influence. So if we take a look at this one, no, at this definition of Father Lynch, um, we can always connect this. No, we can connect this to the idea of dynamic Philippinism as we embrace or as we touch what is best for the Filipino. No, so everything, even if it's foreign. No, so syempre, if you think that 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 trend, that innovation can do good to us, then why do you have to resist? No? So, diyan papasok ngayon yung ating tema. Okay, so and because of that explanation, of course, from a very classical essay, we could say that our identity is something that we should be proud of. Okay, so the theme that I'm talking about is today's native is yesterday's visitor. Actually, it was Father Lynch who coined that. But why is this very important? Probably some of us would argue that, of course, or that national, our for example, our national heroes, si Jose Rizal, ano? Some people in and also other people in our history. Of course, kahapon, we just celebrated the 89th birthday of the late President Corazon Cojuangco Aquino. Um, we also have the first Filipino saint, San Lorenzo Ruiz. No? So, if you take a look at their ancestry, they're not really Filipinos, no, na masasabi, but they have descended from Chinese immigrants. Now, the question is, nakakabawas ba yun sa kanilang pagka-Pilipino? Kahit na ang kanilang mga ninuno, galing China. No? So, of course, the idea of a central government, for example, no, this one, the republic, or our idea of a university, study of a university, our religion, okay? So, um, the question is, do all those ideas, no, this one, the university setup that we have today, diba? It came from the West. In during the pre-colonial times, we don't have yet a concept of this one, so this Western. But the question is, does it make us less of a Filipino? Okay, so as well as all the other things that we are experiencing. Okay, so that's why if we again, if we take a look at this idea, it is what you call the concept of nativization. In that process, it transformed the visitor into a native that constitutes the essence of our nationalism, which by analogy is the same assimilative power that makes um, the everyone no so complete. Kasi of course, if we go back to our history, our ancestors were also migrants. Okay? Galing sila no sa syempre ang daming mga theories about it. Of course, hindi na natin iisa-isahin. But once they stayed here, and once we stayed here, kahit no hindi pa Pilipinas yung pangalan natin, um, eventually through centuries, they became instantly natives of this country. Kahit yung mga foreigner na nag-aasawa dito ng Pinay, siyempre yung mga anak nila, 'di ba? Since we are following the concept of jus sanguinis, your citizenship is based on your blood. So that's why instantly you become a native of this country. Yeah. So ang tanong dito, how would we consider someone? What are those processes of becoming a native inhabitant? Okay, so here are the types, of the nativization, or should we say the nativization process. How does these visitors became natives? Okay, so the first group, you have the heroes, or the outstanding citizens descended from foreigners, can be said to have identified themselves with the country and have given the country uh, cause, or honor and pride, in the estimation of a great number of Filipinos. Yeah, so halimbawa diyan papasok yung ating mga bayani na may, kagaya nila Father Burgos. Yung magulang niya purong Kastila 'yan. Siyempre he was born here and he think as a Filipino, okay? And the second one, you have the political institutions of law and government and the cultural institutions of formal education and religion, which have become accepted by the natives who have made this explicitly their own by making this the mode and means of living their lives. Okay? Again, for example, the ordinances, no? Kasi tignan nyo, kapag nag-i-implement, 'pag nagpapasa ng batas, yun nga, may mga bagong tinatayo, tinatatag na kung ano-ano, mostly hindi yan yung ideas, siyempre sasabihin natin galing talaga sa iba yan, It came outside, we tend to benchmark. But again, whenever we look upon those ideas, ang una nating itatanong is, ito ba ay, swak sa ating kultura, 'di ba? Ito ba ay, kumbaga tailor fit ba sa'tin? Yun din itatanong natin 'yan kasi, ah, yung para bang sa kanila gumana, bakit dito, bakit dito hindi? May mga gano'n. Pero kaya minsan yun din, magiging, of course, ilan ilan ang nanakop sa'tin, 'no, and some of those, things, some of those institutions, some of those ideas, yung iba, we still carry it until today, okay? Though ang ginagawa na lang natin is, we just change the term, we just change the name, but the ideas are are just the same, 'no? Halimbawa, you have a centralized government at that time during, the Spanish period, then pagdating ng Amerikano, you have a unitary republic but with 3 branches, 'di ba, hanggang ngayon, 'no? Tapos ang dami-daming issues sa halos araw-araw nating pamumuhay, kung ano-anong mga nababasa natin, okey, 'no? So, combining yun nga, the issues in government with the pandemic, you combine everything, 'di ba, siyempre apektado tayo. Okay, so pero yun nga, nung inintroduce yung mga ideas na yun, no? We just modified it on our own. Okay? No, and then, yan, religion, for example. Ito ay for example, how we practice, for example, Christianity. Ang although wala pang ano 'no, wala pang Lenten season, halos kakatapos lang ng Pasko. Pero yung pag-celebrate natin, ayan, ultimo ng Pasko na lang, eh. 'Di ba alam naman natin tayo ang may pinakamahaba na Pasko sa buong mundo, 'di ba 'pag nagbibilang pa lang, bare months pa lang, 'di ba naririnig na natin si Jose Marichan. 'Di ba yung countdown natin, compared to other countries, sila, iba December pa lang ng mga bahay nila, ng mga establishments nila ng mga Christmas, ornaments or ng mga decorations. Pero sa atin basta pagpasok ng bare months, ayan, 'no, you will hear Christmas songs everywhere, 'no, and, yan, so that's Christmas. But what about the Lenten season, especially during the Holy Week? Yan, yung procession ng, for example, 'di ba, ng mga imahen, 'no, especially during Good Friday when you transfer yun nga 'no, the big, the life-size images, for example, of Mama Mary, of the Santo Entierro, the dead body of Christ. You bring it out in procession, and then you have siyempre Black Saturday, you have the Salubong, the Easter Vigil, 'no, going to Easter. Yan. Sa ibang bansa, they don't do much of that. Kasi yung kultura natin, ang nakaugalian, 'di ba, yung of course, the datus, they preserve the body of the dead, datu, the head of the town, and, they preserve it, 'no, yung mga gamit nila tinatago dun to protect it against robbers, intruders. And, when the Spaniards came, they carried that culture. Of course, they have the images, and, that's the one that they brought out in procession. Okay? So talagang, yun 'no, so that's, the aspect of religion, 'no, and then yung formal education, ayan, yung mga kursong kinukuha natin, 'di ba? So kasi yun yung kinakailangan ng panahon, eh, 'no? So those are the jobs that are very yun nga 'no, if you want to be recognized, you have to you have to catch up with the needs of the time. Hindi puwedeng hindi tayo makisabay na we'll just rely on our traditions. Siyempre yung traditions nandiyan pa rin, hindi mawawala, pero kahit na nagbabago yung panahon, dapat nakikisabay din tayo sa agos. Alright, so next, the third one is the agricultural and food products, which have become so intermixed with the native ways or values that they have become a part of a native way of production and consumption of the whole social process. So ito naman, yun nga, lot of back in the day, back in the period, during the Spanish and even before, 'no, so sagana tayo sa ani, 'no. So the Spaniards introduced us to other crops like corn, uh, coffee, tobacco, 'di ba? Sila nagdala dito nun, 'no, and then sinundan ng siyempre ang dami ring ibang, introduce. Pero ang tanong again, kahit sila ba nag-introduce dito, 'no, pati yung technology, okey, ng pag-aararo, 'yan. Sila ang ano 'no, that idea, that's something Hispanic. But does it make us less of a Filipino? Okay, so that's one thing that, we also can also have, to take a look at. Yan, of course, the Chinese introduced us to yan, yung mga noodles, yung mga 'di ba, noodles, 'di ba, yung mga dim sum, Siyempre idea na 'yan, yung technology na 'yan 'no, they they have that one. And, as well as other countries. For example, 'yan 'no, when you talk about food products, 'yan yung hamburger, um, that's something American, pero meron tayong variation. Oh, of course the Westerners, yun nga yung pasta, 'di ba, yung of course you have spaghetti, 'di ba? Na na siguro yung iba siguro natatakam dito 'no, pero ang isipin natin, yung idea ng, what do you call this? Siyempre pagdating dito sa atin, nag-iiba 'no? We tend to modify it, we have our own version, okay? We have our own version of those foods, 'di ba, mga Filipino style 'yan, hilig tayo sa ganyan. Pero yung kumbaga kasi iba, iba yung panlasa natin, eh. Hindi naman natin puwede ipilit yung timpla yung ng foreign kung hindi ka mabubusog, 'di ba? So imo-modify mo ayon sa iyong panlasa, pero yun pa rin yun, alright? Then the next one is, you have the borrowed transport technology and ways of dressing so have become so transformed by native artisanship as to contain already a significant amount of technological features contributed by native craftsmanship and art. Okay, so eto naman, ayan yung when you talk about transport, technology, so papasok diyan yung sasakyan, 'di ba, yung pananamit 'no, hindi ko lang naisama yung sa dressing, 'yan. That's something 'no, makikita natin mamaya 'no, I'll be showing you some examples, very practical examples. Pero 'pag tinignan niyo 'no, 'pag inisip natin, oh, yung yung idea, siyempre gumawa din yun nga 'no, makikita niyo pati sa term pa lang, sa pangalan pa lang, eh, in a while 'no. But, para lang makita natin anong klase yun 'no. So yun, maraming klase yan. So, Um, the next one, we have the ancient immigrants from foreign lands and cultures, okay, whose case is not very different from the first. Ang kaibahan lang kasi dito is siyempre yung first, yung mga heroes, siyempre they're the ones in the yeah, sila yung mga nasa taas ano, pero the fifth one are the ordinary ones. Okay, from foreign lands, yung nga sabi natin. Okay, so they came and made the Philippines the only true home and the heritage of their children. So, yun yung isa pang bagay na yun pa yung isang bagay na puwede nating, ah, makita 'no, at, malaman 'no, yung mga ang dami yan, eh. Kahit yung mga ano, kahit yung mga prominenteng pamilya at pinakamayayaman dito sa Pilipinas, masasabi natin yung mga again 'no, yung mga ninuno nila 'no, their ancestors, came from of course from China 'no, from the Orient or from the West. If you're talking about the classical, the old rich people, 'yan. Marami talaga 'yan, eh. So mapamayaman, mapamahirap, 'di ba? So, yun again 'no, yun yung unique na idea. So ito 'no, umpisahan natin. Yun nga, nabanggit na natin itong mga tatlong tao 'no. So, first si Rizal. Okay, so he saved the name of an otherwise, obscure Inquilino family from oblivion by fighting for a cause which was at least in the beginning probably not too clear even to him. Okay, but, and when the hour came from him to make a stand, he chose to lay his life on the line. 'Di ba, alam naman natin yung kanyang, kinasapitan, okey, 'yan. So, actually when we combine ano, papaano ba sila namatay, 'di ba? For example, si San Lorenzo Ruiz, 'no? So, he did not openly profess being Filipino, but he had the courage to die for what he believed in. Now, remember, he refused to renounce his Christian faith. Sabi nga niya, "I would rather die 1,000 deaths, and offer it to God than renounce my faith." Of course, that made him a martyr and eventually a saint. Okay, so yung kanilang ancestry, yung dalawa, of course, alam natin, Chinese. And si Father Burgos sa kaliwa, of course, he fought for, he fought for the rights of the native priests. And then he ended up also a martyr. Okay, so one thing in common for these three men, yan, sinasabi nga natin, yung mga bayani, the heroes that we recognize, is that they had been bearing witnesses to a need for liberation from the oppression and degradation of one race by another. Hindi lang sila, marami yan. Pero syempre nag-stand out yung kumbaga kung hindi man politically but of course in the religious aspect. Kumbaga may mga interest silang personal na syempre later on magiging related sa national concern. And by their deaths, they proclaim in their own different ways that life under any form of slavery is not worth living. 'Di ba, na mabubuhay ka na sunod-sunuran, 'di ba? Kasi kung gano'n lang na walang respeto sa dignidad ng sa katauhan natin, you'd rather yeah, you'd rather die, with honor. No? So, of course, we don't, kumbaga yun yung if you look at the common ideas with them, especially that they live in the era where we are, of course, we're colonized. Siyempre, sa ibang period ng ating kasaysayan, meron din, may iba-iba ring mga tao, big people who fought for causes. Yeah, even today, in the modern times. Yan, kaya nga meron tayong mga modern day heroes kung tawagin. Okay? Especially even during this pandemic. Ayan, ito rin. Siyempre, I think we are very common with this one bilang mga nationalians. Siyempre, ang ating founder at si Tatang Henry C. Ay siyempre they were both immigrants, yung kanilang ancestry, yung kanilang mga ninuno, siyempre Chinese. Kaibahan nga lang, yung magulang ni founder ay kumbaga dito na sa Pilipinas lumaki, no? Pero si Henry C. Sr., yan, talagang siya talaga galing China, and then nung kabataan niya, he migrated here in the Philippines, and of course, their children and grandchildren eventually became Filipinos. Diba? So sila, 'di ba, matatawag natin, no, yung, and also the way they, for example, the way they do their business, the way they run their institutions, masasabi natin, no, yung pagiging hands-on sa negosyo, 'di ba? And I do believe that's the Chinese acumen yan. Especially when you talk about running a business. Yan. So magandang halimbawa. Siyempre hindi naman, I'm not saying that every one of us will be like them, but who knows, no? If we just persevere, no? If we can just reflect, especially on Tatang's 14 life principles, no, who knows? 'Di ba? Any one of these generation of nationalians can also succeed. Okay? Ayan. While this one, ito, no, I think you're quite familiar with this one. No? So this is an example of a military jeep that was used by the Americans during the war, especially during the American occupation, and then during the Second World War. Kaso ang dami dun sa mga 'yan iniwan na nila dito. So, anong ginawa nating mga Pilipino dun sa mga naiwan na military jeep ng mga kano, 'di ba? So, we converted it to this one, 'di ba, yung motor, 'di ba? 'Yan, marami sigurong commuter dito, 'no? 'Yan. So, yun yung mga unang labas ng jeepney, okey? Oh, siyempre ngayon 'no, dumami na yung, kumbaga dumami na yung disenyo. Oh, you have, already a lot of designs, for the jeep, okay. Because, if we take a look at it, those who have the franchises of jeepney lines of public, transport, yeah, particularly the jeepney, whenever they design their jeepney, 'di ba, yun nga 'no, yan may mga 'di ba may mga statement sila, 'no, they have, yung halimbawa yung 'di ba yung God, mga ano siya, mga ano yan, for example 'di ba sa estribo, 'di ba yung for example, God knows who does not pay, ayan yung mga ganyan ano, yan, 'di ba? So may mga and then for example merong, yung pinambili sa jeep, 'di ba? Kasi ang daming mga OFWs for example from the Middle East kaya ang statement, "Katas ng Saudi." 'No, 'yan. So may mga 'yan 'no, kumbaga pinapakita ng mga Pilipino nung mag-anak yung kanilang, personality, yung kanilang character. Kung ano yung kanilang hilig, 'di ba 'pag sumasakay tayo ng jeep may iba yung may mga painting sa gilid. 'Di ba siyempre hindi mawawala yung ruta mo. 'Di ba, pero yung painting sa gilid, yung iba mahilig sa cartoons, may mga religious 'no, makikita niyo yung painting ni Cristo, ni Mama Mary, ng mga santo. Yung iba naman mahilig 'di ba sa mga anime and all yung mga artista 'no, and all other stuff. Kasi it talks about the personality of the family who owns that jeepney. So that's, something ano, kasi it also attracts, the passengers. 'Yan, siyempre itong motor na 'to 'no, siyempre marami tayo niyan lalo na ngayon. Pero noon, tawag nito, siyempre konti pa lang ang nakakasakay nun, mga dalawa 'no, 3 tao. Of course, you have that kind of motorcycle but, nowadays you have, 'di ba, you have the sidecar. That's why you have your own version of a tricycle, 'di ba, the commuter's one. O 'yan pagka siyempre yung mga TODA, 'di ba, hindi mawawala 'yan ano, and, we have those, may mga designs din ano, kahit yung iba, 'di ba, and, 'di ba 'pag nagmamadali tayo 'no, 'yun ang isa sa mga una nating sinasakyan. Okay, so sana nga, yun nga 'no, we're hoping na for you Nationalians, especially those who in NU Manila, siguro naman yun nga 'no, may mga terminal dun, maranasan niyo of course when you go to NU, 'yan. Iba diyan sasakay 'no, either from the LRT 'no, it depends on where we'll be coming from. Okay, so 'yan, we modified it again. And, 'di ba 'pag tinignan natin yung ganyang klaseng tricycle, although in other countries they also have their own similar versions 'no, pero ito yung pam-Pinoy. And then this one, okay, take a look at the camisa de chino on top, and you also have the camisa dentro or the long sleeve shirt, okay? So if you combine it, siyempre may mga nagsusuot pa rin nito, but, for Filipinos, we we modified it again kasi nung time nung Spanish bawal yung mga Indios bawal mag-tuck in, no, only the ilustrados can tuck their shirts in, okay? So meron din ano, so as far as, social, status is concerned, okay? So and then later on we modified it again and we already have the Barong Filipino. na ginagamit natin for special occasions, 'no? And, siyempre nagkaroon ng maraming variations kaya may mga office barongs. So so ang daming mga kumbaga ang dami ng mga naging disenyo, okey? Yan, so marami yung ano, marami talaga tayong puwedeng, isipan nito. Dati 'di ba, so and then you also have the short sleeve, barong. Kasi noon okey pa yung long sleeves nun, eh. Ngayon because of probably sobrang init na, so kailangan meron ka ring mga short sleeves, okey? Yeah, so that's, how they do it. Then, ayan, siyempre ito medyo recent na tayo ngayon. Okay, so you're talking about, food, 'no? So of course McDonald's, okay? Of course it's a fast food, 'no? So matagal-tagal na rin dito. Kailangan kaso yung idea 'no, yung mga binebenta siyempre yung pagkain, it's something that, is very American. Okay, so we have our own, 'yan siyempre ito 'no, na Pilipinong-Pilipino kaya yung mga menu 'no, 'di ba siyempre it's still a fast food. The idea of that, particular fast food is, American but we also devised our own through Jollibee, 'no. So that's it again, 'no. So we tend to Philippinize it, okay. So on that regard, 'no, so yun yung Yun yung pinaka yun yung pinaka-idea dito, 'no? When we talk about, this, idea of nativization. Eh, kasi yung ideas, ina-adapt lang natin, then mino-modify natin, okey? So, we tend to glocalize it, 'no, if you're taking up, contemporary world, 'yan. Then siyempre sino bang hindi umorder dito? Or, 'yan, GrabFood, then you have Uber 'no, as part of transportation, 'yan, transportation system, okey? Siyempre that's something foreign. Eh, kailangan natin yung tulungan din yung ibang sektor ng transport groups ano, especially those who only had motorcycles. So that's why we also have our own version. Ayan. So, siyempre may mga even with the transport service 'no, yung tinatawag nating TNVS. 'Yan, yung angkas, 'di ba, sino bang hindi sumakay dito, 'no? Na siyempre ito mas mabilis ang siyempre may mga nagkakaroon din ng competitions dito, kasi pagka nag-angkas ka or joyride mas mabilis ang iyong biyahe, 'di ba? 'Yan. So, 'yan, you tend to make something about our own. 'Yan. So those are just, some examples, 'no? And, 'yan nga to sum up, 'yan medyo yun nga masasabi ko lang para lang maipakita natin that all these, cultures, these, technological trends are ano, it makes, our identity again, very unique and, noticeable to to the world as well. So, if we take a look at, this one, 'yan according to the book of Florentino Hornedo, yung pagmamahal at pagmumura, um, even though we are natives of this ano, we are already permanent, settlers, we still have our own responsibilities, okay, as residents or as natives. Okay, so first, yan, some imports from outside cultures are essential and that closed-door nationalism is both anti-historical and retrogressive. Yun nga yung sinasabi natin, na hindi maganda na pagka may mga foreign, yung iba kasi na nagpapanggap na na ikaw, o yan, yung practice na yan, that is something colonial, ganyan. Pero hindi, papaano mapapag-iwanan ka otherwise if you don't embrace change, especially imports from, yung sinasabi ngang imports from outside cultures, no? So closed door nationalism. So that's something bad, 'di ba? Siyempre ano ka, expressive ka, pero ang tanong, you would be able uh, to survive on that one. Then next is the process of borrowing has been both selective and creative, no? And that as such, it can also be liberative. Yes, what I was talking about a while ago, based on the examples I've shown, 'di ba? Na selective, ano, siyempre titignan mo rin, hindi naman puwede na hiram ka ng hiram, na hindi mo kumbaga hindi mo i-identify ano ba yung makakabuti, ano yung makakasama, 'no? So, yun nga, especially if it will really define our identity, okay? The next is the nativization process is both a contextualizing of imported material and an upgrading or updating of traditional material. And that is possible to turn the immigrant and the indigenous into a hybrid. Ayan. So, yun yung sinasabi nga natin, ano, you upgrade and you update. Okay? Yan. So, ayan, kikita may mga apps na rin tayo, no, yung mga Pilipino. Na Pilipino ang nag-develop. Okay? And if we take a look at this one, 'di ba? We can already say that we are indeed dynamic in nature. 'Di ba? Na Pilipino ito. Oh, 'di ba? Kasi in several countries, they also have their own, no? And especially here in the digital world, 'yan ang labanan ngayon, no? Kung hindi mo, 'di ba, kung hindi mo afford, no, na ganyan, 'di ba, why not develop your own? Oh, 'di ba, you tend to do so, no, if that suits our daily lives. And that nativeness and sense of nationhood is centered in the human consciousness that the production and consumption of native goods and services are not necessarily patriotic unless rooted in deep awareness of and moral commitment to hold the welfare of Filipinos as the supreme national law. Okay, so yan. So yung consciousness, no. So kumbaga dapat yung ginagawa natin, yan sinasabi dito, 'di ba, is it creates again, no, awareness, commitment to hold the welfare of Filipinos. Kasi even though we introduce new trends, okay, new practices, innovations, but it it corrupts the society, 'di ba? Hindi siya masasabing ah, kumbaga innovative or kumbaga nakakabuti sa pagkatao natin, 'di ba? So kailangan again, we have to take a look at the use, ano, or the possible effects of 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 these things. And then that the first and primary beneficiary of change should be the whole country and not merely a section of it. Okay? This means that change must go hand in hand with development and social justice. Take note that ever since we became an independent republic, the theme of our nationalism has been synonymous with development and social justice. No, yung gap, no, yung lumalawak na gap between the rich and the poor. No, hindi mawala-wala 'yan, no? Kung ano yung mga ina-address 'yan, gaya kanina, no, nabanggit ni ni Doc Rita about yun nga sa election ngayon, no, they're Of course wala pang kampanya, pero ano-ano yung mga tema na dapat kaharapin, 'di ba? Kumbaga tayo meron na kumbaga ah, yung mga dapat nilang harapin, eh, base sa kung ano yung kinakaharap, 'no, yung kung ano yung kinakaharap ng mga tao, 'no? And most of those issues, okay, has something to do with this one, with development, with social justice, 'yan, name it, 'di ba? 'Yan. Kaya yung pagbabago, yun nga, kung may mga i-introduce na solution, dapat lahat 'yan, eh, mata-target, matatamaan mo, okey? And then lastly, eto, 'no, so this time, this is according to Father Lynch, ano, receptivity to innovation and the capacity to or for reinterpretation, ano. So these are 2 clues to successful confrontation with the many cultural influences that are impinging on us from abroad. As long as we screen out the obvious cultural weeds, we do not fear any loss of identity because of a receptivity to other cultures. As in a plant, as in the plant world, so in the cultural, okay, today's foreign element readily received is likely progenitor of a new cultural form, distinctly Filipino. Okay, so in simple words, 'di ba, wala tayong dapat ikatakot, 'no, when we introduce innovations, 'no, in our society, okay? Kasi from there, yun nga, ma-identify, tama yan, eh, ma-identify naman natin kung ito ba, eh, makakabuti, 'di ba, kung ano yung part na yan. Kasi hindi naman nga puwedeng, kung ano yung papaano nila gawin yan doon, eh, totally gano'n na yung gagawin dito, 'no, yung mga trends. Kasi siyempre we have to also take a look at the culture, the geographic location. You also have to consider that hindi puwedeng, ipipilit din natin kung ano yung mga practices ng iba sa iba, pero, eh, kung hindi pasok sa'tin, eh, kasi we have our own, distinct, practices, whether it's positive or negative, 'di ba? Especially in the passage of laws. Oh, kasi sasabihin, eh, kasi sa ibang bansa ganyan, eh. Oh, sa kanila kasi iba yung kultura diyan, iba ang way of living diyan. Oh, ang tanong, dito ba swak, 'no? So that's another concern that, that we have to, that we have to take a look upon. Alright? So that's, so again, 'no, in conclusion, our our culture, 'no, I should say that, dynamic Filipinism, 'no, even after a century, no, remember that, that it was introduced by Camilo Osias in NU, no, in 1921 when he became the university president, and from beyond, the the concept has not just influenced the institution, but the entire nation. And, in our generation and all the challenges that we are facing, I do believe that, that the Filipinos tend to be dynamic and are capable to, uh, adapt and, resilient enough to face the challenges of the times without compromising their very own traditions and time-honored values. Okay, so that ends my presentation. I hope you learned something. Okay, so despite the fact that, kasi actually it was, about to be scheduled. It was actually scheduled last week, but because of the suspension, no, we tend to move, today. No, but again, I do believe that, this is, this is more than enough, no, hopefully for every one of us to appreciate, not just Filipino values, but the idea of dynamic Filipinism in this generation. Thank you very much.